Hello, we are Galaxy Management, and this is our Finger Puppet Management TV show presentation. For our TV show, we decided to make a sequel to The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody in continuation to the ending of the series, and as a prequel to The Sweet Life on Deck. To introduce our TV show, our mission was to create a 6-episode TV series that portrayed the various managerial concepts and traits we learned about in our Principles of Management course in a way that both informs the audience and entertains them. Storytelling creates meaning in business, and with meaning, we create value to the customer. Therefore, it is important for us as future managers to be able to tell a story. Naturally seeing life as a story helps explain why people thoroughly enjoy movies and novels and why companies like Netflix are so successful. We are drawn to stories. To give more background, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was one of the most popular and successful TV shows of the early 2000s, before it was followed by a spin-off series, The Sweet Life on Deck. The general idea for our TV show was to take the audience through the process of Mr. Mosby finding a replacement to manage the hotel before he left to manage the SS Tipton. Mr. Tipton must find a replacement from a staff that is already employed due to company policy of promoting from within. Now, we will put 4 candidates through some managerial challenges and behavioral reviews and determine if they are adequate for the job. Our target audience is between the ages of 14 and 25. Particularly those who are fans of the show and have some knowledge of the 2 prior shows and the characters. The managerial concepts of target are authority, responsibility, and unity of command. The Galaxy Management team is made up of Sebastian Bolivar, Melissa Fry, Austin Ramos, Andrew Lepresti, Shakira Dixon, and Daniel Castles.
Moving on to the character profiles. The first character of our show is Mr. Mosby. He is the uptight hotel manager of the Tipton Hotel. He is very strict, runs the hotel like clockwork, but he very much cares for the hotel and its staff. He's leaving his position as the hotel manager in order to pursue his new job as the manager of the SS Tipton.
Arwen Hockhauser,
an engineer and inventor who works for the Tipton Hotel and knows the hotel inside and out. He's responsible for fixing almost everything that malfunctions. Esteban Julio Ricardo Montoya de la Rosa Ramirez began working as a bellboy for the Tipton Hotel and was later promoted by Mr. Mosby to assistant manager. Esteban is a loyal friend and respected by many of his coworkers. He's a hard worker with honest qualities. Maddie Fitzpatrick. Maddie's a candy counter girl. She is a very smart, hard-working girl. She is in school and also has several jobs. She is a nice girl who cares about others. Carrie Martin. Carrie is the infamous mother of Zack and Cody. She exhibits great management skills through her journey of raising her 2 sons single-handedly, and somehow Carrie always seems to manage the situation and keep her family close and well-guided. How we executed our show and booklet. After dividing up the work evenly, we used 3 main sources to ensure we could complete our project effectively. We communicated primarily through Canvas and Box, messaging each other updates 3 times per week. We used storyboard.com to create the visuals for our episodes and used actual footage of Zack and Cody for our presentation in episode 1. We shared our work through Google Docs, allowing all group members to view and review each other's work. We created the videos by pasting the photos onto PowerPoint and voice recording over the presentation.
There are 2 managerial concepts demonstrated in this episode, and they are technical skills and intuitive decision-making skills. The primary subconscious process of identifying a decision and selecting a preferred alternative. Arwen's really good at fixing things and inventing equipment, and Mr. Mosby knows that he may be a good fit because of his technical skills and his ability to, make good decisions.
We also see an example of intuitive decision-making skills when, during the interview process, Mr. Mosby puts Arwen in a situation where a customer has come in to check in and we accidentally book their room to another guest. Arwen quickly suggests that we should offer the guest a complimentary extra night stay and try to upgrade them to see if we can find them a better room. Mr. Mosby thinks this is a great idea, and he allows Arwen to continue with the interview process by making him manager of the day.
Episode 4. Mr. Mosby interviews Maddie. This episode will involve the management concepts of interpersonal skills, communication, and time management. Communication is a process of transferring information from sender to receiver. Mr. Mosby will interview Maddie. Maddie is one of the friendliest people at the Tipton. Maddie is working multiple jobs while also studying full-time. Mr. Mosby is worried that her busy schedule will inhibit her from being a manager, but is hoping she can be dedicated. Episode 5, Maddie's trial and Carrie's interview. Maddie completes her trial day by showing up late when an emergency is taking place. She was busy at school and Mr. Mosby realizes she is not ready to be manager, and that she should focus on her education. Esteban and Carrie will close out the interviewing process and will leave the biggest impression on Mr. Mosby. They each will have an individual interview and state their case why they should be the next manager of the Tipton. Imperial value will be the ultimate deciding factor on who will earn the position. Episode 6 will not only show Esteban's trial as manager, but will also conclude our puppet management TV show with the following management concepts. Differentiation, which is extent to which tasks are divided into subtasks and performed by individuals with specialized skills. And decision-making. Esteban sees a suspicious man in the hotel. Esteban asks the rest of the staff if they know who the man is to ensure if he belongs on the property.
In the other half of episode 6, we see Esteban purchasing new security cameras and throwing the suspicious man out of the hotel. And as manager, Esteban keeps control of his staff and makes sure all the customers are alright after the events that just occurred. And that's where we're going to see our show ends, on the note that Esteban is now the new active manager after Mr. Mosby has gone out onto the cruise liner. And hopefully we'll see him doing good in his managerial position. So for our group, we had a couple conclusions on what we all believe management to really be. Sebastian understands that it takes a considerable amount of knowledge and patience and how to deal with both employees and customers, being able to achieve success by leading as an example. Daniel believes it's the ability to lead those under you and identify problems as well as solve problems. Melissa understands that not everyone can be an effective leader, but as managers, should be able to. You have to juggle many tasks, many people, and just kind of be on top of everything in order to inspire and lead people. Shakira believes that management isn't just for the workplace, it can be used at any time. You can manage others, you can manage yourself. It'll help you in both your personal and professional life. Austin believes that management is the ability to lead effectively, using proper practices and techniques to employ the right person in the right place. You have to be able to handle dilemmas and people in a professional manner. And I believe that Angela Presti, I believe that the best managers are leaders and not bosses. It requires patience, understanding. Management requires good judgment, because you have to work with others and lead them. You have to set an example. I also firmly believe that management, again, isn't just in a workplace environment. If you can manage others, well, then you can manage your own life as well, with time management skills and all that. And our group reflections are here as well. I think we all had the general idea that although in the beginning we had a couple issues with communication, but throughout working on the project together, we went from missing a couple design challenges in the writing logs and completing all the milestones to having better communication and being able to complete everything on time. And again, everyone here also believes that we had good communication, that we've been improving, and that we've had a strong leader for our group, mainly Sebastian, who's been just making sure that everything's on track. But I believe all of us have done a great job communicating with one another and making sure everything's all right. And then our recommendations for future students. Sebastian understands, or he believes that we should start working on this project as soon as possible. Communication is super, super important. And this is such a large project, the whole class, that everyone's got to pull their weight. That it can't just be one person doing everything. Someone can take charge and kind of dole out what needs to be done, but everyone has to be putting in effort and everyone has to be putting in work. Daniel recommends that people familiarize themselves with video techniques. I believe a couple of us actually believe that. That coming into this class, there's some new skills that you're going to have to learn. Mainly working with video and audio and recording, and just kind of getting used to an online class in general, because it's very different. Melissa believes that staying involved in the project is important. Basically, just keep in contact with your other group mates. Make sure everything is taken care of. Shakir believes that, again, contact, keeping in touch. Austin believes that communication is as important as well. Scheduling, planning early in the semester so that every week isn't just kind of a struggle to get everything together. And then I recommend that everyone's kind of on the same page when working together. If there's any problems, if there's any issues, just make it a point to stay in touch with each other. And again, learning new skills is essential for this class. You have to learn video skills. And if you don't have if you have no experience with them or inexperienced, if you have any questions, ask your group mates. That's what they're there for. And here's our references. And that's it.